And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel, here on a nice Saturday morning to get you ready for our 10-race program. We have 8 races on our world-class turf course. We're fast and firm. It's a little warm out, but it's still clear.
Yeah.
No rain, hopefully. We'll stay fast and firm throughout the day as we have a bunch of nice races on our turf today.
Continuing the trend of mugginess. I think Dave said that on the replay show. That's perfect. It is muggy out here right now. Main track is fast. Turf is firm. Turf played pretty fair yesterday, so we thought maybe speed, be your advantage. Not really. I mean, it played pretty fair throughout. And we've got a great card today, a really good betting card all the way through. No dozing. Anxious to see what he does off the layoff in the concern stakes in our feature. But a little carryover you want to talk about to get started.
A little carryover in the Rainbow Pick Six. Don't sleep on this. Everybody will be going after Saratoga and Del Mar. They almost hit the Pick Six yesterday. There's 5,000, a little over 5,000 in that Rainbow Pick Six carryover today. They'll put about another 5,000 new money into it. Take a shot at it. Take a shot at it. Maybe you get a nice $10,000 signer. It's going to start race 5 today on the 10-race program. A little over 5,000 in that Rainbow Pick Six carryover. 8 races on the graphs today. We have a bunch of big fields. You have the feature, the concern stakes. That's race 9. But how about the other, the co-feature, race 8?
Yeah.
That's a 3-and-up, wide-open allowance condition. $50,000 purse going a mile on the turf. That's going to feature Talk Show Man in there. I Play Every Day, Marengo Road. That's a nice feature.
Grandiflora.
Grandiflora,
Not
sure.
much splitting these horses.
Right.
Really going to have to work out a good trip. Good race. Good co-feature.
All right, so lots of action here for you today. And also all you simulcast players, you can root on the local horses from this Maryland area up there at Saratoga. And we had a Maryland-bred filly get the money yesterday. How about Sagamore Farm and Horacio de Paz? They had the Southampton Way filly. She was the beaten favorite at Pimlico this past spring. Goes up there against some of the top 2-year-old fillies in the country, and at 9-1 gets some money in a maiden special weight. So congratulations to Sagamore and trainer Horacio de Paz.
Blinkers on, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday. So I went back and watched the rerun from the debut. No real excuse. Broke okay, moved up into up close to the pace chase. The Duelers really couldn't kind of make any headway late, but yesterday kind of a different type of look, and gets it done at a good price, 9-1.
And the other Maryland, the other Sagamore horse up there yesterday was Chubby Star in the Grade 3 Lake George. And Chubby Star, she went to the front. She was a good 4th up there against Grade 3 company. Tough luck for the John Salzman filly, Limited View in the Schuylerville. She acted up a bit in the paddock. Hopefully she's okay. She's a nice filly. We'll regroup with her and have something else better for her down the road. But good day for the locals up there on opening day.
I was a little surprised to see Chubby Star on the lead, but the complexions change, and look for her coming back. She's fine. She fits. She's right around that Grade 3 stakes level. She's a nice filly. She'll move forward, I think, off of that race. Maybe a little change of tack to see her come from off the pace next time out.
All right, so some nice racing here today, and it's opening week at Saratoga and Del Mar. Next weekend, going to be a big weekend here at Laurel Park. We have Kids Day for you next Saturday, 1 to 5. We're going to have a bunch of activities for the kids, from 1 to 5, pony rides, petting zoo, airbrush tattoo, artist crafts, and more. Free admission to the activities. In addition to the Kids Day, watch real jockeys race on inflatable roadie ponies. You can make a minimum $5 donation to the Permanently Disabled Jockeys Fund, and if your favorite jockey wins, you'll be entered into a drawing for a chance to win some awesome prizes. So fun for the kids and everybody next Saturday here at Laurel Park, and for a good cause to benefit the Permanently Disabled Jockeys Fund. And then the big crab feast next Sunday, Sunday, July 30th. We're going to have to figure out where these crabs are going to come from. They'll be steamed live here on site. And for advanced ticket purchasers, you get a Haskell hat, 50th Haskell hat. Now, it's $60 right now for a ticket. It goes up to $65 this Monday. So get your tickets to the Crab Feast this weekend, and I think you get a nice Haskell hat, cold beer, soda, live DJ, a bunch of other good food on the menu. These will be some delicious, hot, steamed Maryland crabs next Sunday.
It's always a nice day. They tease us up in the press box while the window's open, and all that smell is emanating up towards us, and
we'll send you a tray up.
Yeah, and that would be nice. It might dirty up our charts a little bit, but that's okay.
All right, so big weekend, lots of fun for the family and everybody here next weekend at Laurel Park. Coming up on a nice steak race today, and then we have another big super steak Saturday coming up August 5th. We're going to have, what's that, one, two, three, four $75,000 added stakes, the Meadow Stable Stakes, the Campdown Stakes, the Hansel Stakes, and the William M. Backer Stakes. That sounds like Virginia to me. So
that's what
big
I was
day.
going to say. Yep.
Bill Backer, of course, the late, great Bill Backer, one of the top breeders of all time down there in Virginia. Hansel, the Preakness winner. So, all right, so that's Saturday, August 5th. That'll be a big day, 4 stake races.
That should be very good. I know we've seen that. The fans will come up,
Come
north.
The
and
Virginia
check 'em
people,
out.
they all
they
come
travel.
up, they get dressed up.
Yeah.
Nice looking Virginia scenery that comes up here for the Virginia Stakes.
See a little tailgate out in the parking lot. You never know what you're going to get.
Gives us some flashbacks from our Colonial Downs days down there. Tyler Picklesheimer, Al Fox, Bernie Heddle and company.
Shoo.
All right, so that's coming up Saturday, August 5th. We'll look forward to the Virginia Breds. And then don't forget about Sunday brunch tomorrow in the Garden Terrace, noon to 4. It's $22 per person. For an additional $18, you can add bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. Sunday brunch, always your best bet here at Laurel Park. That is tomorrow. Now, one of the features up at Saratoga today, I'll give you my Saratoga pick of the day here in the Grade 3 Sanford up there. That's race 9 at Saratoga. That's one of 2 stake races they have up there today. They also have the Grade 1 Diana up there. But in the Grade 3 Sanford, how about Naughty Boy, the very impressive Penn National shipper that got the money here at 30-1 for trainer Aaron McClellan. She says she thinks the horse will win a stake race this year. They'll probably be about 50-1 up there with Tyler Connor aboard.
It'll be a big price, plenty of speed to run out, a good determined close on the grass course last time out. But, yeah, they are very high. You told me the connections love this horse, so see if he can transfer that form over. The fig kind of fits in with the rest of the group.
All right, so that's race 9 today at Saratoga, the Grade 3 Sanford. I love the 8 Naughty Boy. You'll get a big price. Let's get right to the action here at Laurel Park. Nice carryover today. The Rainbow Pick 6 over 5,000. That starts race 5. Little super high 5 carryover for you in the opener, a little shy of 600. No carryover in the late Pick 5. That'll start race 6, and as always have that industry low 12% takeout in both the early and the late Pick 5s here at Laurel Park. There's the conditions. A few clouds in the sky. It's a little humid. We're in the 90s, fast and firm today here with the first race post time of 1:10. Chances thunderstorms later on, but hopefully maybe they'll just come and cool things off and then get out of the way.
Exactly. Meteorologist Dave Rodman will be here with the changes. Your announcer, meteorologist, he'll give us a kind of a percentage of what kind of chances we've got for those thunderstorms later this afternoon.
He's
let's
good.
get them to stay away.
Good with the weather. All right, let's take a look here. Race 1, we're on the main track going 7 furlongs here for the opener. This race will kick off the super high 5. No changes here. It's a playable 7-horse field here in the opener. And the super high 5 carryover, $576. Every race we have 7 or more entries will have the super high 5, and that's a low 15% takeout. They don't hit it here in the opener. That carryover will go to the second race. Also, race 1 will kick off the early Pick 5, which is always a mandatory payout. Low 12% takeout, paid well yesterday. I believe a little over $1,800 for the early Pick 5 yesterday.
Early Pick 5s, they have a tendency to pay well here. I don't know if people just kind of dismiss it a little bit. I mean, we had one last week pay over $5,000. I think the biggest price might have been 6-1.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, so don't ignore it. It's a great bet.
You're talking me into it today. I like the Pick 6, and now I might have to jump in here for the early Pick 5. Get going. Nice appetite for the Pick 6. All right, race 1 here. Claiming 10,000 3-year-old fillies or older filly and mares. Never won 7 furlongs main track. I don't like the inside post, but Kieran McGee, he got the money with the horse yesterday from the inside, I think, going 7 furlongs. He's your leading trainer. Caramano's having another strong meet. Bring me answers. A sharp win last out against 10,000. 2 Life. Well spotted here today for the 3 Life. She's going to be in traffic early on. Hopefully Caramano's can find a clear seam turning for home here on the horse. Probably be one. Well, it's going to be. We'll get a decent price because the 2 is going to take a lot of money. So I'll take 3-1 here on the 1.
Yeah, I bring me answers. That was Love You Back you talked about yesterday for Kieran. An aggressive ride early, kind of get caught up in a duel. I thought it might cause a little bit of meltdown. No, she found more from the 3/16 pole home to go ahead and win clear. Bring Me Answers, another one. She has enough speed, I think, Stan, with an okay break to kind of get up into position. She kind of ground down, I think, kind of a lesser field, but might have got her confidence up last time out. She fits it to 7 furlongs. Kieran, 32% winners next out, following a win for that $10,000 level. Deadly, 75% in the money. Mini donation, maybe a little bit better price. I know getting pounded now. We're way early, but moving in the right kind of direction for trainer Jerry Robb. She kind of encountered some really quick internal fractions her last two. I don't think there's that kind of pace in this race. To her outside is Natalie's Angel and the 7 Rhinestone Cowgirl. I think she can kind of sit, make a little pop move at the 3/8 pole, open a clear lead. And if she's trending in the right direction, 7 furlongs might be a touch too much.
Sure.
I think she'll get the jump on the closers, brings me answers. She is special, make a run. And Flint Hill. Flint Hill ran her best race off a similar type of layoff. She's got that 56 back in November when she was laid off from August to November. A similar layoff today beat Champagne Time, who's gone on to run okay. Don't leave her out of your exotics. That's a 6-3-1-6-2 to get you started.
All right, we like some of the same horses here. I overlooked the 3 mini donation. I'm not sure if she can get the 7 furlongs, but the barn having a good summer. Jerry Robb 8 for 13 in the money with 3 wins. So you have a hot stable there with a nice price, 6-1. Good to see J.D. Acosta back in town, and then the 1, 2, the 6. I like Flint Hill. I think a good shot today with Laura Lee Glazier. So that's a nice 7 furlong on the main track, claiming $10,000 to kick off the early pick 5 today. Maybe you get a nice price there in the opener. Let's take a look here at race 2 to kick off the early pick 4. 5.5 furlongs here on the all-along turf course, claiming $16,000 for 3-year-old fillies or older filly and mares. Never won 3. I go to the outside here with the 8. Perfect Trace for trainer Reed Nagel, who's having a big year, and he gets his main jockey, Horacio Caramanos, aboard. This 5-year-old mare I thought was dead game when she was third 2 starts ago at this level. That gave the connections the confidence to try the Virginia-bred stake with the M. Tyson Gilpin. That race kind of came up tough, I thought. Do what I say, and Sister says, ring knocker back at the level where this filly fits. She's a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. I think Caramanos will get a beautiful trip stalking on the outside here.
A mare that really kind of likes the turf course at Laurel. 9 starts, 2 wins, 3 seconds, and a third. She's going to have targets, man. If you get the lead in this race early, you're going to have to work for it. Scarlet's Ransom, P-Patch Point, called in sick. La Nina sometimes has some speed. To the outside, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that horse's name. Delacour's horse is another one that's going to be forward making a move. I think Perfect Trace sits a very good trip. I'm going to use her in the mix. But I think Zippity Gal has just faced better. I like her turn back. Her running style reminds me of Best Yes, who got the win yesterday for Robbie Bales. I think Toledo can just rate back a little bit, settle this horse, make a good run, a steady progression. Will get it done on the outside for the 9 Zippity Gal. You look up, she pairs up, broken bridle, secret or not, better fillies and mares that she's kind of faced. I like to turn back in distance for Leatherberry.
And I like this filly as well. I use her in the exacta. Leatherberry had her before and did well with her. Now back in the Hall of Famers barn here. 4-year-old filly by City Zip, cutting back in distance today, so she'll be coming late. I like her in the exact. I throw the 10 in there as well. Mathilda Strevenu, that's my best.
All right, go on with it.
Mathilda Strevenu, 4-year-old filly by Blame. A sharp win last out on the dirt. She broke her maiden on the turf against maiden 25,000 down there at Tampa last April. So I think she'll get a nice trip from the outside here for sharp connections.
Yeah, she's going to make a move into it. It's the last 16th of a mile. I'm concerned for the 10. I think a little price shot maybe to use underneath might slip through. The 6, Sure Empire, goes first time for Ollie Figgins. It's a good move. He hits at a good rate, close to 24%. Not a positive ROI, but I think this horse rounding back into better form. I like the extra distance here. That field at Penn for that condition wasn't terrible. I've seen Storm in a teacup. She kind of keys up against the right kind of fillies and mares. I think Sure Empire, first time for Figgins, will make a late impact.
You'll get a nice price there with that runner, and I'll throw the 5 in there at a nice price. La Nina taking the blinkers, putting the blinkers on today. First off the claim for trainer David Nunn. Jen Miller, the apprentice aboard. She was the beaten favorite at this level last out. Let's see if the blinkers on can get her back in good form at a decent price here in the second race. It's a nice turf sprint here to kick off this early pick 4. 8 big fields on the turf course today.
It is. I think P-Patch Point's a horse I've been chasing. I think she's a user underneath at 15-1 morning line. Going to toss her last. I think she can make a move. It's the last 16th again. And called in sick. She's fresh, was claimed, and haven't seen her for a while. Really working well. has a little bit of turf breeding. When dialed in, are about 16% first time they hit the turf.
All right, nice little
Yeah,
turf
tough little
sprint
race.
there. And the second to kick off the early pick 4. Another turf race here for you. 8 races on the world-class turf course today. We're on the Dahlia turf course for race 3, going 5.5 furlongs with the rail setting at 52 feet. It's a maiden claiming $40,000 for 3-year-olds and upward here. And my top pick is the first-time starter from the Kieran McGee barn, the 7 Rocky Love. But let's take a look here at the 6, Some Kind of Magician. I used in the exacta your top pick here for Mike Trombetta. This was this 3-year-old gelding's race, his debut effort last November, sprinting on the turf here at Laurel Park. If we have that race, guys, for the 6, Some Kind of Magician here for race 3. Send it here, November 25th. Yeah. Here's the debut for this Trombetta horse.
Kind of a bad actor before the race. Got loose, ran off for a little bit, recovered and corralled, and had some issues coming out of the gate. Was a little bit sluggish from that inside post and a little bit green, to say the least. This horse was kind of encountered a little bit of traffic. It was down inside. Thanks, guys. Down inside, highlighted there, about 6, turning for home, saving ground. And once Julian Pimentel gets this gelding out to the outside, he looks like he's kind of going to go ahead and, kick on, but a little bit squirrely, I guess you kind of call it. The last 1/8 of a mile, horse zigging in. It didn't really kind of like that left stick there. Drifts in a little bit late. So he's going to kind of take a little precautionary hold here, and this horse finishes up with a flourish. Gelded, I should say, since that effort and stretched out. This is going to be first-time blinkers sprinting on the turf. This horse is probably going to be lower than that 5-2. Would not surprise me. This horse goes off 8-5, 7-5. Now we've got the scratch of the 1 last train. I think this horse, any close of a repeat to the debut, unless one of these firsters are really good, kind of gets it done. That wasn't a bad field. Adonis Creed was the next winner out of that Gulfstream race. I think the turn back in distance gets protected here with this little waiver for the Maryland breds.
Sure.
Some kind of magician. Tromby's doing well right now.
He sure is. Yep. He's having a nice meet. He's 21%. Alex Centron, the rider, also having a very, very solid meet. So I like the 6. I'll use that horse in my exacta. How about Trombetta? He's 27% with the horses coming off the layoff with a nice positive ROI. So lots to like about the 6. I have that one in the exacta. I'm just taking a shot here. Hunch play with the 7 Rocky Love for the leading trainer, Kieran McGee. You get a first-time starter by Not for Love, so some solid turf pedigree there out of a Rock of Galbertar mare. So some nice turf pedigree top and bottom. Some okay works over there at Pimlico. Nice 48-2. July 2nd going a half over there. I love the outside post. This first-timer will get gets Lasix here in the debut. Angel Rodriguez, good rider. So just taking a shot here with the 7 Rocky Love at a nice 6-1 price.
I think True Cat certainly is one to fear. Number 8 for Hamilton Smith. Hammy Smith gets it done with Tennessee Wildcat. Yesterday we thought had to improve a little bit. Did. They thought a lot of this colt early was bet down to 4-1 against Hill Shadow and Dundalk in that debut race. A good effort, second time out on the turf. Tried the dirt. We see these moves a lot, kind of all over the place. Boy, this horse had a hard trip through the stretch on July the 8th. Just a miss, closed up well after a ton of traffic. Going back to the turf, this isn't the strongest of fields, and once again, Hammy's going well right now. He means business. A slight improvement puts her into the mix. Some kind of magician, though. He almost looks too good. And Keneal Bay I'll use. Debut race in for 16. This isn't a major step up when you really break it down. Pearsonator came out of that race and ran a 68 when winning, I believe, yesterday. So
how about the 3, Mr. Small, first-time starter from the Timmy Keefe barn. I'll throw into the mix here, of course, named after the late Richard Small, who was good friends with the owner and breeders here, Becky Davis and her father, Dr. Tom Bowman and Mrs. Tom Bowman. So a well-bred, I think here, local bred here. By-orientate out of a Horatius mare. You don't see too many Horatius mares around anymore. Some decent works here at Laurel. Timmy Keefe with a sneaky good positive ROI with his debut runners, Forest Boyce, Lasix in debut. Wouldn't surprise me to see the 3 show up at a nice price here. It's a nice turf sprint.
I know our boy Action Andy. He loves the orientates on the turf.
Does
Sorry,
he?
Andy. Oh, yeah.
All right.
You got Horatius on the bottom. Half to a couple really nice runners, but the last foal was a 2005 version. So been a while for this mare to get one to the races. So here we go, Mr. Small. Got to be good.
Mr. Small back in the game here, maybe, in race 3. All right, it's a nice turf sprint there.
Pick there.
All right, let's take a look here. The middle pick 4, starts in race 4. I know you like the middle pick 4. It's 5.5 furlongs here in race 4 on the all along, no rail, claiming 16,000 3-year-old fillies or filly mares. Never won 3. Let's take a look here at your middle pick 4 start in race 4. I like the single there in race 7.
Yeah, a little $30 ticket. Yeah, we're going to roll it right on down and whittle it down to Mike Juralis in race 7 to get it going, though. Race 4, tough little race. I think the 3 Seaside Schiller is the horse to beat. Lukewarm morning line favorite for. Might trend down a little bit off of that. 4 deep, 1, 3, 4, and 9. Greeley's busting out a ton of speed to the outside. 3 deep in race 5 with a 4, 5, and the 9. Race 6, spread. This race just gave me a headache trying to line and trying to handicap. 5 deep there, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, and allows us to single the 9 to keep it kind of an honest price at $30. McPherson. First time gelding, first time Mike Juralis, first time turf, first time win. I believe. We'll see.
I like it. A lot of pressure there. Gutsy single there. First time a lot of things.
Yeah.
I like the horse as well. I love the first time gelding angle. He'll probably get a beautiful trip from the outside there with Prado aboard. I use that horse second. I'm going with a 15-1 Donna Lockhart upset winner, maybe.
Right.
Fear the Fire in that race. But I like the middle pick 4. Let's take a look here at the first leg of it on the all along 5.5 furlongs. The 9 I use on the outside. I think the 7-pound apprentice Carlos Delgado is going to go right to the front at the nice light weight of 108 here on his 3-year-old filly by Boston Stones. A good effort. 2 starts ago, went to the front, was in front by 5 early on. A good second to Crystal Pier, who came right back to win. Didn't run very well last out on the main track, but gets back to the turf today. Speed from the outside, 108. I like it.
Yeah, and we're just going to be quick. Right up on the engine. Probably key, pace presence along, go along, whether it's the 2 Un Po' di Divino or Un Po' di Vino.
Italian horse.
Yeah.
Forget
Italian.
about it.
I should know that. I'm married to the Italian. Goes out. I think force is the issue. I think Greeley's busting out. We'll kind of maybe shake free from her. I think it sets it up nice for the 3-horse Seaside Schiller. First time here for trainer Tim Woolley, a really good ROI trainer. And I just think they asked way, way too much for this filly last time out off the break from November to June. This horse wants to sprint. She's got good targets. She keys up against the right kind. She gets a good ground-saving trip, tips out, and runs down the speed. I also like the 1, like a line. I think Forrest Boyce is going to fit this filly really well. I know she's only tried the turf a couple times. I think she was in a stake, if I'm not mistaken. You got to go way back in a maiden special weight race where she ran right behind a decent Goldberg horse, I believe was Glad You're Back. So like a lion, sneaky coming back to the turf. I think it's going to pick her head up a little bit, and she'll set a nice trip under Forrest Boyce.
We're kind of all over the place. I like the outside fillies here in this race. I think the 10 6 tons of fun is going to get a nice trip with your leading rider, Victor Carrasco, at a nice price here for Dale Capuano. This horse had a nice win coming off the pace, going 5.5 on a yielding turf last April here at Laurel Park's been on the synthetic up there at Presque Isle since then. Dale Cap had a horse ran well yesterday. The tricky line.
He's had a couple now. He's kind of sneaking back into the picture a little bit. The horses are running well, Stan. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
All right, so I like the 10 there at a little bit of a price there. And race 4 to kick off the middle pick 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, nice carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6, a little over 5,000 in that Rainbow Pick 6. That starts race 5. We'll start with that when we come back.
Have your seat saved for the next Thoroughbred Owner Conference and Breeders' Cup Championships in beautiful Del Mar, California. Enjoy a great lineup of speakers, topics, and social events that include the Breeders' Cup Classic Post Position Draw, the Trackside Breakfast Marquee, an afternoon of racing at Del Mar, and to cap it off, reserve seating for the Breeders' Cup Championships on Friday and Saturday. The Thoroughbred Owner Conference in beautiful Del Mar, California. Register now at ownerview.com, and we'll save you a seat.
All right, welcome back today at the races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter, Keith Fustel. It's nice and cool right now. I like it. Not too hot. We're fast and firm today. Beautiful day of racing here in Maryland. We have 10 races, 8 big fields on our world-class turf course, and we have a nice pick 6 carryover today, starting race 5, a little over 5,000 in the pick six carryover today. That's pretty good. They'll put over 5,000 into it today, and there was only a couple live tickets going into the final leg yesterday. There was a couple singles for a nice signer. So don't sleep on this pick six today. A little over 5,000 in the carryover. I have a ticket here. Let's show you my ticket here. A $64 play for the Rainbow Pick Six. Starting in race 5, I'll go 5 deep here in race 5, hoping for a little bit of a price. How about maybe the 4, Proud Maid Marian, at 8-1 with the lead rider, Victor Carrasco, for the red-hot Milan Milosevic, having a heck of a summer. Had a nice win yesterday. He's 3 for 5 this summer.
I like that horse in the last race
yesterday.
Night. Yeah, I got zapped at the wire for the exacta. Franny got me there, but no, that horse had a nice little trip. Finished up strong, too. Really kind of ran through the wire.
So the barn having a nice meet. That's the 4, Proud Maid Marian. I'll use the 4 along with 4 other runners going 5 deep here in race 5. It's a nice allowance race for Maryland Breds. My top pick here actually in race 5 is the 9, Sarah's Whisper. I think maybe lone speed from the outside with the Panamanian Hall of Famer Al Cortez. So I'm 5 deep here in race 5, going just 2 deep in races 6 and 7. And then I'm going to single on in race 8, the horse I thought was named after me, but I instead named after the late Ron Smith from WBAL. And that's Talk Show Man, the 7-year-old Maryland bred for Hammy Smith, back in good form right now. I'll key on Talk Show Man. The concern with the scratches, I think it's a wide-open 4-horse field. I think it's a rider's race. You got 4 solid veteran journeyman jockeys in that race. I think the 4 nice 3-year-olds in there. Whoever gets the best trip, your heavy favorite's going to be pinned down there on the inside, I think, breaking from the inside.
Certainly the complexion changes a little bit with two of the speeds taken out of here, right? So that opening quarter could be critical.
Yeah, so I'm going using all 4 runners in the concern stakes, and then going 4 deep there in race 10, the 5, 7, 8. And the 11. So I like my pick 6 today. It's a $64 ticket. It starts right now here in race 5. It's a nice first level allowance contest for Maryland bred filly and mares. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Dahlia with the rail setting at 52 feet. My top pick, the speed on the outside. Let's show you the video spotlight here of the Maryland bred 7-year-old mare for trainer Chucky Houghton. Here's Sarah's Whispers win on a yielding turf course going 5 furlongs at Pimlico. This was just this past May at Pimlico. This was against Open 11,000 Company. She was 5-1 in this race. She went right to the front with Al Cortez. She wins a dogfight to the wire here, a tenacious win, and then came back the 7,500 starter. That came up very tough on July 1st. Very, very tough. She was in front and ran 5th in there. Didn't run too bad. And then the Open Allowance Company last out. Very, very tough. I think this Maryland bred Allowance Company a little easier. I don't think there's too much speed in the race. Cortez goes right to the front.
A good break, and she's on the engine, no doubt. She will. I would say with a good break, be guaranteed she'll be in front of passing the 8th pole, and you got her to catch. And I mean that race back at Pimlico, surface that had a little bit of give to it. She was headed at the 8th pole, came back to win. Now she's had it her own way. She had her own way last time, but got beat by a little better field. Northern Eclipse is really doing well right now. For Hugh McMahon, I am definitely using Sarah's Whisper. Holiday Blues, I think, is going to be your favorite. She's been making good sustained runs her last 2. Little tough last time. I'll be on Daylight Ahead, Level Boy. Jamil may be asking a little bit too much. But Proud Maid Marian, we just talked about it. Milan Milosevic going great guns right now. Got the winner in the nightcap last night. Good race behind the weekend. 3 races back off of the layoff. She's turned into a different kind of filly right now. She's showing a little bit more improved speed. She was hung wide in that race. She drafts down inside. I think a perfect flowing trip. She moves up to the inside around the turn. Then it's up to Carrasco. What's he want to do? Stay inside, go outside? I think she's going to have a good substantial run coming off the 7 furlongs on the dirt. She's your price play. Might come down a little bit off the 8-1. I think she can get the jump on the likes of Sazerac Girl and Holiday Blues, your 2 other key closers in race number 5.
Oh, even though I don't pick the 4 in my top 4, I have her in my top 5. I have her on my pick 6. I'll be rooting for you here with the 4 at a nice price. And just to tell you a little bit about Milan Milosevic, you see this filly used to be trained by Sonia Lexick. She did well with the filly last year, won a couple races. That's Milan's wife. And they've both been around here for a long time, paid their dues. They both worked for Holly Robinson for a long time. Milan worked for trainers like Dickie Small and a bunch of other good trainers, and I think both Milan and Sonia, they break babies out there at Maryland Farm for for the Pons family. So they've been around here for a long time. Milan Milosevic's good young trainer around here, and he's having a nice meet here. I like the 4, but I like the speed on the outside with the 9, the 7, Sazerac Girl in good form. She'll be coming late again with Sheldon Russell aboard. A good second last out to Northern Eclipse. Sazerac Girl, I think, will be one of the main threats in here, along with the 2. Along with the 5 Holiday Blues for trainer Robin Graham. It's a nice Maryland bred allowance here for the pick 6 to kick it off. I'm 5 deep here in race 5 in that pick 6. Let's turn the page. One of our another feature of the day here. Bunch of nice allowance races today. Race 6 is an upper-level allowance contest. 2 other than optional, claiming $25,000. 5.5 furlongs on the all along, no rail. I go with the 6 in this race. My Enigma from the Claudio Gonzalez barn. Claudio having a strong meet, 28% winners. Had a nice win yesterday. Victor Carrasco aboard this 5-year-old gelding, who's a 2-time winner on the Laurel Grass, and decent 4th last out, going 2 turns on the turf up there at Delaware against Allowance Company. I love the cutback in distance here. Carrasco will be coming late. This horse a good 3rd against 3 other than Allowance Company on a yielding turf course here at Laurel back in early May. This race is going to be easier than that race.
Should be a little bit easier than one stat. I just couldn't get past. Everything is good with Claudio, it looks like. 0 for 26 for turf sprints. Maybe today is the day. That's the only one. He is. He's due. And the race against Taylor V. Dubai was solid over a yielding course 3 races back. I do still think he's the horse to beat. But I think Jarvis Steele, he might get softened just a little bit. If Wild Willie Dean doesn't fire and really go out there for a while with Jarvis Steele, I think Jarvis Steele is gone. I'm going to use him. But Classic Salsa, maybe even a little bit better price. It's a screwy kind of a race here, Stan. Classic Salsa, just a kind of a really bad race last time out. Claim they want to run back. Do they want this horse kind of taken back? I don't know. They dangle you back for the $25,000. The Blinkers went on 2 races back for this trial on the turf. This horse has only tried the turf once. That really wasn't a bad effort. Our Independence came back to run a 93 when zapping Billy the Bull at the wire. Classic Salsa, I think, has a little bit more speed than what he showed 2 races back in that initial turf try. Maybe he goes up and gets the good stalking trip over Wild Willie Dean and Jarvis Steele. Just looking for a little bit better price. My Enigma with that record. Corvus certainly fits well, as does the 2. Videoroso, who's had some trouble trips at the fairgrounds, been freshened up. It's a good angle for Larry Jones. This horse is going to be tough as well. A wide open 6 race. I had the spread. I went 5 deep in the pick 4 ticket, that middle pick 4.
You got me nervous that I'm only 2 deep in this race, only with the 4 and the 6. Jarvis Steele, I think in decent form right now for trainer Ferris Allen. It was a nice win 3 starts ago. Didn't run very well last out. Maybe he gets back into good form today with Caramanos aboard the 6. I overlooked the 1 here, Classic Sauce. I wasn't sure about the turf form. I don't like the inside post down there from the 1 hole, but McMahon, a solid 15% from a large sampling first off the claim, so you always have to respect them.
Little reach. If you said, hold a gun to my head, who are you going to single in this race? I probably would single Jarvis Steele.
Jarvis Steele?
Just thinking, I know he's probably going to have the lead turner for home, so, these other horses are a little bit of a question mark, and he's just got to be able to handle Wild Willie Dean. If he can and kind of move away with him without expending too much energy, he's going to be awfully tough.
And Corvus was in good form on the turf last year going long. Expect to see him back in good form today. Second off the layoff for trainer Katie Voss. Toledo stays aboard Corvus. So, it's a nice turf sprint there to kick off the late pick 5 starts in race 6 with that industry low 12% takeout, always more money back to you, the better for the pick 5. So that starts in race 6. Let's turn the page here. Race 7 is going to kick off the late pick 4, going 5.5 furlongs on the all-along turf course. Maiden claiming $25,000. My price play of the day here, the 3, Fear the Fire, 3-year-old gelding. Maryland bred here by Frisian Fire for trainer Donna Lockhart. A good second, a big improvement in his second career start. It was his first time on the turf, coming off a little bit of a layoff. A very good second against Maiden 16,000 Company. Stepping up here to Maiden 25, so I like the confident move. I don't think there's too much speed in the race. Laura Lee Glazier and trainer Donna Lockhart, they see the same thing that we see. Maybe they say, well, not much speed. We were 4th placed last out. Maybe let's just go right to the front here at a big price. So I like the 3, Fear the Fire, maybe to steal it on the front end here.
Yeah, I think Diamond Drive is going to kind of maybe take the aim of Fear the Fire sit right off of that one. I think this horse improved second off of a little bit of a break, a little trouble last time, but a good effort in its debut run back in November, encountering trouble and really finished up nicely. I think this horse moves forwardly for trainer Lacey Gaudet. But my single here today, one of the horses I really like, the 9 McPherson. A lot of weight to carry maybe for trainer Mike Duralis and 1000 Watts Racing Stable. This is what this horse I think wants to do. The Stroll's very good on the turf. Stroll a Grade 1 winner, 7 for 12, made close to 800,000. Second Dam was a Grade 1 winner, Grade 1 winner on the turf. I think the mare was placed, on the grass. This horse fits. This is what this horse wants. Claim for 30 down at Churchill. A little freshening and catches a really, really suspect field. I think gets it job done with a stalking trip.
I like the 9. I
Pearson.
like the connections.
Yeah.
I use that one in my exacta. Duralis over the years has done very well with claiming horses out of town and then giving them some time, freshening them up, and bringing them up here. He's had a lot of success doing that.
Yep. Man, first time gelding here for the 9 McPherson. And in that last race at Churchill, a lot of horses came back to run credible races. I like that fact. And, one of the other main favorites is right down along the inside and really going to have to navigate a trip because I don't know if this horse wants to go or stay or what to do. Flashed a little speed going longer at Belmont, but this 5.5 tricky distance for a horse with this kind of running style. I think Toledo's going to have to hope everything kind of flows away from him. He drafts in a good position and stays out of any trouble, and then he'll make the run from off the pace.
I think the one with a tough assignment, maybe the best bet of the day, is the 5 Major Anthem to make a late rally and be third. Right?
He should hit the board.
He always hits the board. He runs the same style every race,
Yes,
falls way back, and then comes with a late run. So, all right, so that's a nice maiden 25 turf sprint to kick off the late pick 4. Here we go with a couple nice allowance and a stake and a maiden long turf to kick off the late pick 3 here in race 8. This is a nice wide open allowance. 3-year-olds and upward, no conditions, $50,000 purse here for race 8. We're going a mile on the all-along turf course with the rail. No rail setting here for the 8th race, and we have a video spotlight. The race, the Mr. Diz last out, Talk Show Man. Both Talk Show Man and I Play Every Day coming out of the Mr. Diz. They both ran a bang-up race here to Flash Phelps, who's a 2-time Maryland-bred champion. Flash Phelps comes with his rally on the outside, but Talk Show Man and English Minister, the English Minister was second, Talk Show Man was third, but they both ran huge in this race.
You saw Talk Show Man was out wide the whole way, but down on the rail in the red cap was the 4 who's going to come rallying. That's I Play Every Day. Makes a good late run despite being stalled in traffic pretty much from the 5/16 pole to the 8th pole. Talk Show Man settled, moved wide, moved even wider, past the quarter pole, really finished up with a flourish. One of these two, I think, now stretching back out to the mile, they fit perfectly at this distance. Proven is Talk Show Man, though, with 3 wins out of 5 starts. He's really running well. Had a tough trip in the race coming back. The comeback race in the Henry Clark, steadied in close early, was used 4 wide around the first turn, and then against much tougher in the Dixie. He's right back into position. Once again, you're talking about the flow of the race. Does Unbridled Lion kind of go out and act like a rabbit and kind of go with Franklin Towers to force the issue? I think I Play Every Day gets a great stalking trip. Is he going to be softened just enough by the other speeds, which will set it up for Talk Show Man? Marengo Road is tough. Grandiflora even works nicely here. The blinkers come off for Grandiflora. He's ready to pop back and run a big number. Yep. He's done it this kind of occasion before. 3 sprints, goes out to the route of ground and has run really, really big. Really good race. Pretty much looks like a stakes race, Stan. Hard for me to split, but I think Talk Show Man, he's going to get back in the groove, get back in a winning groove, and get it done.
All right, I like him on top. He's my best bet. He's one of 2 runners in the race for trainer Hammy Smith. Hammy Smith also with the 4 Unbridled Lion, 5-year-old by Lionhearted, coming off a long layoff here. Xavier Perez aboard. We caught up with trainer Hammy Smith the other morning, talking both about Talk Show Man first, and then listen to his comment at the end here about the Maryland-bred Unbridled Lion here in race 8.
Well, he came out his last race fine, and I was glad we can get a race to go for him. We was looking at the fine handicap next month. So we got a little prep for the race next month, and it should do him a lot of good.
And how's Unbridled Lion doing coming into the race?
Well, he's been away a long time, but he's training well. He really is. And I look for him to run okay. I just hope he can match up with the Talk Show Man and the rest of them, but he's been training real well.
You see a little smile there at the end talking about Unbridled Lion. Said the horse has been training very well. You see some nice works on the work tab, a nice 5 furlong work, and then recently 6 furlongs, 113-1. That's a big move here in the mornings at Laurel Park. So I think Unbridled Lion is sitting on a big race at 15-1, but he's going to really have to step up his game to beat the likes like Hammy said of Talk Show Man and I Play Every Day.
He's going to have to do something he hasn't done,
right?
You know, and his best race on the turf is a 67. I think next time's going to be the key. You know, Hammy, you got to read between the lines. You know, he's zigging and zagging. You got to figure them out. So these Ellery boys are tough.
Yeah.
You know, they came up the hard way and they battled through, but they're not going to give you anything.
No, they got the money with Tennessee Wildcat yesterday, and they have 2 shots here in race 8. And my best bet, the 3 Talk Show Man. Both Keith and I like the champ Talk Show Man here in race 8. Let's turn the page here. The feature of the day, the Concern Stakes, named after the great Concern, the Maryland bred who won the 2000. I'm sorry, won the year I graduated high school. That's why I can't remember.
All right.
1994 Breeders' Cup Classic winner was Concern, the Maryland bred by Broad Brush, of course, owned by Bob Meyerhoff, trained by Dickie Small. Well, we have Mr. Small, the first-time starter, in today, and the horse he won the Breeders' Cup Classic with Concern. The stake race is named after for a Concern today, so pretty cool angles there. 7 furlongs on the main track here for this feature for 75,000 straight 3-year-olds. Let's show you a couple videos. Let's show you the heavy favorite here, No Dozing. This was his nice allowance win way back last September when this 2-year-old son of Union Rags, well, he's a 2-year-old last year, now he's 3 for trainer Arnaud Delacour.
Yeah, No Dozing, 2 for 2 sprinting, has really faced some heavy heads, comes out of the Pat Day Mile, and you're going to watch him. It was under a little bit of a rating hold early. I like his move inside against the grain of the racetrack back in September and kind of eases out and really makes a nice move. On the outside, you see Dionysus, but No Dozing, a good acceleration from the 5/16 to the quarter pole. He was able to sustain it. We knew he was going to probably be a nice horse after this race, indicated it. He moved up. He was able to stretch out. Little bruise, I heard, reading in the press release. He had some issues, laid up a little bit, freshened up. But I think 7 furlongs is a perfect distance. I think he's got enough speed to stay close. I don't think Performer's going to get too far away from him. Alex, again, might go ahead and send, but I like No Dozing right back. A good effort in the Pat Day, and he hits the right kind of spot to kind of get him back into action, get him back on that winning trend. Honor the Fleet goes first-time Lasix. He looked like he was any kind. He's proven over this racetrack. I'd give him a slight edge over Proforma. Here we go. The little video of Honor the Fleet.
Yeah, here's Honor the Fleet. This is going to be my top pick here. This was a strong allowance win back on April 14th here at Laurel Park, going a flat mile. Got a 90 Beyer speed figure in this race, and he tried the Sir Barton. He ran okay in the Sir Barton. Got in some trouble there in the Sir Barton. Then an okay third last out in the Grade 3 Pegasus up there at Monmouth. He's done all this with no Lasix. Here, look at him here. This is a nice win here at Laurel Park. So he's a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park for trainer Louis Albatrani. Steve Hamilton's been aboard for both wins. He's back aboard today. First-time Lasix today. So I think the 3, Honor the Fleet, can continue to improve and step up here. It's going to be an interesting race. These small 4-horse fields, they always get in trouble. And now you have the favored breaking from the 1 hole going 7 furlongs. They always get in trouble. So I think going to be an interesting race going into that far turn down the backstretch. No Dozing's not going to be in front. He's going to be, where's he going to be? He's going to be on the inside with a bunch of cover. I think Steve Hamilton, Sheldon Russell, Alex Cintron are going to be all over Daniel Centeno going in that far turn, making sure they got that heavy favorite tucked in somewhere nicely.
Yeah, it's going to be a rider's race, no doubt about it. Early, as all of them are. I mean, they're going to dictate it. That opening quarter, Alex again, he had a good speed at Monmouth. We know that track's a little bit quicker, 22-140. 44 and change out of the Jersey Shore race. I went back and watched that this morning. Proforma kind of anytime he wanted to move, he made a nice sustained run under pressure from the 3/8 pole. That wasn't the strongest of fields. He faces better today. This is going to be his sternest test to date, I believe. And obviously, the Chick Lang was tough. And No Dozing's a real racehorse. And Honor the Fleet, back with the Lasix, turning back, getting to that one turn is going to be critical for him.
Yeah, 4 nice 3-year-olds here in the Concern, so that's why I hit the all button. I think any 4 can win the Concern today. One more race here. Hope you're live and all your multi-race wagers as we go to race 10. That's a mile and a 16th on the Dahlia. turf course with the rail at 52 feet. Maiden claiming 16,000. Filly and mares. I go with the 5 here. DK's Valentine at 10-1. Angel Cruz aboard this 4-year-old daughter of Cape Blanco for trainer Timmy Keefe, and she ran a decent third. 2 starts ago at this level. Stepped up to the maiden 25 last out. That was just too tough. She didn't break very well. The horse that was third in that race would come back to win. I think at this level in a soft group here for connections, I like the 5 DK's Valentine at a nice price.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this race screams kind of a little bit of a price shot.
Sure,
I'm not in love with either of the favorites, the 11 Keep Your Distance or the 8 Via Fortino, who failed last time out at just a little bit over even money. Giving is going to be my top selection for Rodney Jenkins. Kind of a give up on Giving, I guess, but I think if Stevie Hamilton kind of gets his horse just to relax a little bit, a well-timed move is going to get it done. His run against clearly better horses and this little freshing in a drop should get it done. The 3 Tar Heel Raven is a user. I think she's got a little finishing punch, and look for some improvement, I think, from the 4 Tis Majesty. Clearly better than her last.
Oh, it's wide open. I think it's anybody can win. I like your 7. I used the 7 in my top 4 and in my pick 6. So hoping for a price there.
Okay.
And race 10. 10 races today. 8 races. 8 big fields on the world-class turf course today here at Laurel Park. We'll be on the All Along and the Dahlia turf courses today here. The Concern coming up, race 9. Best of luck with all your wagers. Dave Rodman, he's coming up next today with all of today's scratches and changes. Good luck.